Logan served in the U.S. Marine Corps and was stationed in Iraq. He saw one of his friends dying while assisting another. The next day he sees a girl's picture, lying near the person who had died. He asks many people about the picture but he finds no one who could claim that. Then he realizes that this picture belonged to my same colleague, who died in the war. Logan belonged to an American city named Colorado. He returns to his sister's home who was ill. He stays some days there and decides to move then. He decides to find out the girl whose picture he found in the war field. And he will tell her about his colleague's death. He sees a lighthouse in the picture when he deeply analyzes it. He reaches there and asks many persons about the girl but finds no clue. He also visits the deputy sheriff, which is called the local police. He tells him that this girl was married to my friend first. Then he gives him the address. Logan goes to that girl named Beth. Though he was along her, but he was facing difficulty. Logan couldn't tell that why he is here. Before he could speak, she assumes that he is here for the job. Beth's grandmother hire him for job. In the beginning Beth feels awkward and doesn't like Logan. But then she accepts him after his interest in the work. He knows well how to fix the machinery. Logan mixes up with Beth's son. They become friends with each other. Beth was living alone since his brother's death. Beth had no male friends. She became friends with a male guy after very long. Logan was an individual. Beth's first husband, who was a police officer, is suspect with Logan. He does have a negative attitude when he talks to Logan. In a very rude and insulting sort of way. He also advises his son to prevent Logan and prevent unnecessary playing the guitar just next to him. He asks him not to spend much time with him. One day Ben was playing outside, but when he returns he was filled with blood. He becomes injured while playing. Beth and her former husband had an argument. They argued too much that Beth's former husband says that he would go to court. And I will take the full custody of my son. Beth becomes very concerned as a result of this. She becomes concerned about the possibility of losing her son.
And you are nobody. She starts living worriedly. After some time Beth's brother's death anniversary arrives. She becomes much worried. But Logan comes near her and shows her sympathy and asks her not to worry. Everything would be fine. Logan and Beth had developed a very positive relation. And they were moving on. But her former husband asks her to stay away from him. You can't do this. But Beth stands in front of him and says, I'm not afraid of you. And you are nobody to interfere in my decisions. Beth's former husband investigates about Logan and finds out that he was having Beth's picture and was asking about her from the people. He was asking people whether they knew about Beth. He tells her that Logan was stalking her. He is not the right person and I will find out the reality. Beth finds out the truth. That Logan belonged to a Marine and he found my picture near the man who died. Who was her best friend. But here, Beth's trust in Logan crumbles. She becomes angry at him and keeps herself away from Logan. She asks Logan to leave. Beth's friend explained her that Logan had no fault in this, that Logan survived and your brother and friend passed away. They convince her that Logan is a good person. You must think about him. Beth was worried and angry too. Beth's former husband was drunk. He sees Logan who was going with his dog. He aims his gun towards him. People across there become afraid and run away. Logan takes his gun and hands it over to another officer. Logan comes to Beth again and tells another officer brother Drake passed away. She tells her every detail and says that he was a brave person. Beth's former husband meets her and says I'm ashamed, and want to start the relation again. He explains to her that we could be a husband, wife again and can start the family. Beth denies. But her former husband again warns her of taking his son from the court. Logan also comes there. Their son listens to them and runs towards the treehouse nearby. They become panicked and follow him as to why he ran towards the treehouse. There was a bridge nearby treehouse way that breaks up when he was up there. Beth's son and her former husband fell in the river. They were saved until now. Because the ex-husband had tightly bound himself and his son. Logan helps them, saves her son, and hands it over to Beth. After that, he was going to save her former husband that the treehouse breaks up. And falls upon her former husband who dies at the spot. Her former husband floats with the river. They all come back to home. Beth thanks Logan and says that if he hadn't been there, Her son might have died. Logan also tells her that her brother passed away while saving his mate during the war. That is an honor. So you must be happy instead of being worried. Logan then vanishes. Then Beth laughs maniacally at him. She tells Logan that he relates to all of them. Would be challenging for me to live without you two though. In the next scene, we see Beth, her son and Logan were along with each other. They were celebrating the 9th birthday of Beth's son and they were very happy. And here the explanation of the lucky one ends. Please subscribe for my channel next video.